And for Penn State, a little bit of a shocker in goal. You see right there, it's Katie Disa, the freshman, making her first career start for the Nittany Lions. What can we expect from her, Dylan?
Yeah, the Connecticut native making her debut tonight. Going to be interested to see how she performs. Not a ton of pressure, but always a big opportunity when you are in goal for the first time debut.
Penn State controls early. Nittany Lions will go right to left across your stream. Franklin Pierce left to right. Penn State wears the home white uniforms with navy blue shorts. Franklin Pierce in the road maroons with some black on the shoulders as well. Dropped off in the middle of the slot. Left off for Butsy. She'll fire a drive. It comes loose. Golf tried to pound it home. She couldn't finish, just beyond the welcome mat. Garcia circles. Back to Butsy. Takes it down to the circle. Works from goal line extended. Loose in front. Golf couldn't get a stick on it. Chip back in. Penn State retreats to the bench. They'll head for a change. Penn State led by head coach Jeff Campersall. 7th season at the helm. Picked up win number 401 yesterday over Franklin Pierce. Call is off sides. And we mentioned in the open, David Stockdale, the only coach Franklin Pierce has ever known. Season at number 11 for him. He recently surpassed 160 wins.
A talented head coach for that team, and really looking to kind of settle his players in today in a tough environment to play in, but they looked okay yesterday at times. Look to see if they can take advantage of the freshman goalie tonight.
Penn State possesses, stretch through center. Zanin gains the zone. Quick speed out in front of the net. She scores! Kiara Zanin just had big shoes to fill this year. Natalie Heising left the program after her 5th year last year. And Kiara Zanin, only a junior, but she sports one of the captain's C's on her chest. Somebody Jeff Campersall said has stepped up both on and off the ice as a leader, especially as a vocal leader. Penn State showing some pressure. Franklin Pierce tries to clear the zone. 2-on-1 opportunity developing for the Ravens. Here's Prive into the zone, left circle, fires one, flutters high over the net as the freshman goalkeeper Katie Disa looks on. Comes top of the slot, clears back out of the zone. Ravens forced to touch up. And if you're Franklin Pierce, look at the way yesterday went, where they were massively outshot, basically outplayed in that game. Penn State already on the board less than 2 minutes into this one, Dylan.
Yeah, not exactly what you want to see to start things off, Jake, but obviously we mentioned freshman goalkeeper tonight. If maybe Franklin Pierce can kind of get things rolling, get some possession here, maybe they can get a couple of opportunities on goal. Outshot 42-15 yesterday. Got to keep possession of the puck, excuse me, and take advantage when you have it.
Penn State, another look out in front. Body goes down. Tripped up was Maddie Christian from behind. It's a delayed penalty. Disa off to the bench, 6 on for Penn State. Puck's deflected into the corner where Franklin Pierce touches it up. So Ali Youssef, she heads to the box for a couple of minutes. Penn State, who was 0 for 2 on the power play yesterday, possesses down low, out in front, and they score. Tessa Janicki, for the 2nd straight day, finds the back of the net.
2 for the Nittany Lions.
Janicki, much like Kiara Zanin was a couple of years ago, a very highly touted freshman. I've already seen the results from her pile on early on. Diener fouls one on shot. Had it aside by Disa in net. Comes loose behind the cage. Franklin Pierce looks to get it set up. Shuck played it off the end boards. Nobody home. Penn State looks to traverse back right to left across your stream. That's what Penn State will do. Stretch pass looking for Mackay. She had a goal yesterday. Works with space, tipped away towards the corner. Nice play by Bethany Ross. Leaves it off behind the Franklin Pierce goal. And if you're Katie Disa, probably feeling a little bit less nervous in net right now, knowing your team has spotted you with 2-0 lead. A little more than 3 minutes into this one. Up to Zanin, underneath her stick, but it does find Courtney Correa. Correa feeds it middle, looking for Wallin. They can't connect. Works its way to the corner. Franklin Pierce clears out of the zone. Penn State D to D through neutral, banked off the end boards. Up to Kiara Zanin. Zanin leaves it off behind her, where Franklin Pierce collects. Both traverse back across the ice. Correa, Heminger, they work D to D. Correa, another one of those newcomers on Penn State. She's a transfer after spending time at Boston University. A very accomplished career for her up in New England. Heminger surveys 200 feet of ice in front. She'll come back out towards center, deflected. Near side, Zanin leaves it off behind her, looking for Wallin, a miscommunication. Here come the Ravens. Ava Keeson in, right circle, feeds it off in front, tipped on net. but unable to finish it was Avery Farrell to the left of the crease. Penn State back 2-on-2 opportunity after Nittany Lions Harry. Wildine right circle. She scored from there yesterday. She loses the puck and also loses her skate from beneath her. And the puck makes its way back towards the point where Franklin Pierce is able to clear. One area where Penn State, you could say they struggled in something yesterday. They did give up a couple of odd man rushes to Franklin Pierce. Josie Balton stood tall. Now Penn State, a rush of its own. Vazlick dances left circle, odd angle shot. Pad save on the right side by the goalkeeper, Suzette Fauché. Haven't had a chance to talk much about Fauché. She got the loss yesterday, still was impressive. Held up nearly 40 saves. While Lean loosened the slot, tried to fire a shot, misses wide of the cage. Puck works its way back towards the boards where Carly Garcia pinches in, but the puck is cleared back where Machado will collect. Back to Lexi Badier. Gallivances into the Raven zone. Has it pinned along the near boards, poked aside by Mackenzie Rich. Janicki, a nice nifty move into the corner where she settles things down there. She's guarded by Michaela Kelly where they jab at it in that near corner. Loose head in front, Janicki swung and missed. And Franklin Pierce will work it back left to right across your stream. Kelly dances on in, tucks and lassos it deep into the corner. Taken away by Renee Gangarosa. She'll keep it on her stick. The left-handed skater dishes it up for Goff. Goff neutral, looking for Janicki. Janicki tried to pick up a pinballing puck. Couldn't do just that. Kelly in, loosened the slot, fired on net. That one misses as it was patted aside. Casey had the opportunity. Here comes Penn State. Janicki chips it in. Nittany Lions will go for a 5-player change.
Yeah, Jake, first real opportunity Franklin Pierce had to make noise all day, unable to convert, and that one's going to sting a little bit.
Played on in by Franklin Pierce. Cabin takes it over to the corner. Leaves it off behind her. Chipped forward by Caitlin Roberts. Roberts chips it up. Here's Wildine. Penn State 3-on-2 if they hurry. Top line on the ice. Zanin, right wing. Settles it down. Looking across. She had Correa, who had an open net. The two of them couldn't connect, which would have been almost Penn State's third goal of the afternoon. Back up, high slot. Heminger walks the blue line back to the point. Leaves it off for Butsy. Butsy has it down low. Correa fires backhand. Not much mustard on it. And it's smothered by the keeper, Fauché. Penn State looks to challenge. Top line still out. Correa had her pocket picked. 3-on-1 if the Ravens can hurry here. They gain the zone right wing. Settled off for Mertens at the circle. She settles down, fires a shot, goes high. Looked like Disa got a stick on it on the right side, and Penn State has it back. Trying to chip it out of the zone. Zanin, she does just that. Was looking for Correa, has it poked aside. Nice defensive play on the Franklin Pierce end. They try to go D to D, turned over. Skating on in is Leah Stecker. Stecker, another one of those strong freshmen on this Penn State side. Gangarosa fires a shot. Misses wide of the cage. Connolly leaves it off. Mallory Uline. Uline down low. Connolly. Touch pass at the circle. Stecker. Loose out in front. Trying to drive it was Maddie Christian. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Back to Gangarosa. Settles things down. Looks for Christian. Christian, loose puck. Pinballing in the slot. Christian couldn't find a way to get it home. Christian lassos in deep. Behind her, Maeve Connolly. Connolly sticks it back to the point. Mallory Uline. She'll walk the line from there. Just funnel one in towards the end boards. Maddie Christian once again collects. Christian, another newcomer on this Penn State side. Uline has it, top of the slot. Got tangled up with Christian, comes free. Down to the circle, looks for a shot. Deflects at an odd angle, off the skate of Leah Stecker, and Franklin Pierce traverses back. Gangarosa trying to catch Franklin Pierce in the midst of a change. At the left circle, fires a shot right into the glove of the goalkeeper, Suzette Fauché. Got puck down, Franklin Pierce wins the draw. Funneled back towards the corner, where it's lassoed in along the near boards. Players battle for it, jousting. 4 players try to poke at it. Franklin Pierce clears the zone. Not much the Ravens can do off it. Alyssa Machado, she had a goal yesterday, just dumps it in. Was across the red line. Actually, take that back. She was not across the red line. Hand goes up. Icing called, and State wins the draw. Nittany Lions back right to left. Machado works amongst a convoy of red jerseys. She'll just flick it in deep. Penn State changes. Penn State in deep, trying to win on the forecheck. Holding the puck, Caitlin Roberts. Over to the far point, Butsy fires a drive. Tried to get a deflection in front, couldn't. Puck works its way back into the Franklin Pierce zone where the Ravens cycle it behind the goal. Julie Goff, though, she'll take it away. Leave it off for Janicki. Janicki, already a goal today. Leads the team on the season with 6. Into the corner. Penn State looks to take it away along the near boards. A couple players battle for it down there. Cycled around, bananas the cage, where Franklin Pierce gets to it first. McLaughlin has it pinned along the boards. Janicki tries to show pressure. She battles with Mackenzie Rich at the end boards. But it's an interesting situation where you talk about the CHA Forward of the Week honors for Alyssa Machado. Penn State playing on a Sunday, Monday, and the CHA hands out awards on Monday. So Machado gets the honor after really only playing one game this week and has a chance to still build on it. But I guess Dylan this week probably counts for, Visa deflects that aside, circles behind the cage. This week probably counts for next week's honors. So we'll see if anyone on Penn State can get a jump start in that category. Puck back into the corner. Janicki, nice job down to Anita. Block a shot out in front. Here comes Penn State again. Julie Goff fires a slap shot down low. Penn State will go for a 5-player change. Ravens collect, back left to right. Lobdell, haven't seen her much today. D to D for Penn State in its own end. Stretch pass out to center, Zanin, top line out for Penn State. Zanin holds along the dasher, button hooks down there. She'll take herself for a spin cycle, finally pirouettes out of it. Lobdell, top of the slot, fires a wrister down while lean. And amongst the crowd of bodies, that deflected it before it can make its way back to the net. Penn State 8-5, the edge in shots so far. Into the corner, Franklin Pierce tries to chip it free. Lobdell jams at it, throws it behind the cage. Getting there first, Bonifacio for the Ravens. She's in a battle in the corner with Courtney Correa. Penn State keeps it in. Back to the point, Lobdell has space to work with, fires a drive through a crowd of bodies, and somehow Suzette Fauché is able to locate the puck and cover it up. Halfway through period number 1, Penn State jump starts 2-0 over Franklin Pierce. We'll step aside for a moment. It's Penn State versus Franklin Pierce coming up next on Big Ten Plus. Less than halfway to go in period number 1. Penn State wins the draw, looking to add onto its 2-0 advantage. Correa chips it in the slot. Puck sits loose there. Zanin collects, odd angle. Down low, Wallin looking for Correa. Had her in the slot, couldn't connect. Gangarosa throws it on net. Stays behind the cage. Wallin, odd angle. Penn State up 3-0. It was Kiara Zanin.
Looked a little bit unorthodox, as you mentioned, that odd angle, but when you're a veteran, and especially as talented as Zanin is, you make those kind of things look easy.
Penn State right back at it. Connolly loose out in front. Penn State jams it. Couldn't find the back of the net. That was Leah Stecker looking for an opportunity for her second in a Penn State uniform. Franklin Pierce collects again. Penn State dominating play. Honestly, a faster start than yesterday. But now it's a 3-0 for Franklin Pierce. Bouncing on in. Down low. They score. A couple of Nittany Lions tripped over themselves. And that allows Franklin Pierce to get their first goal of the series.
Nothing. You can't trip over yourselves, and right there, literally, the Nittany Lions tripping over themselves, presenting that opportunity for Franklin Pierce, which they capitalize on for their first goal of the weekend.
Mackenzie Rich gets her first career point as well, credited with the assist. As we said, one thing Penn State, hard to say they struggled with anything yesterday, but the one thing they did, there were a couple of odd man rushes for Franklin Pierce. And that one, a couple of Penn State players just got caught in the spin cycle, hit the ice. It was a 3-0 look, and really not much Katie Disa can do in a situation like that. Ravens now have some life. See if they can do anything with it. Puck traversed in deep. Bonifacio collects for Franklin Pierce. Chips it up far boards. Mallory Uline collects, takes it down low. A couple of players jamming for it. Loose out in front, makes its way back. Heminger fires a drive right into the chest of Fauché. That'll be an offensive zone draw. Janicki takes the draw, she wins. Penn State has Mackay trying to ship it back to the point, can't. Here comes Franklin Pierce, back left to right. McLaughlin traverses into the Penn State zone. Gallivances towards the corner. A couple of players jam at the puck over in that far corner. 4 players sit at it, and finally a pinball is free. Janicki collects, loses it underneath her stick. Almost an opportunity in the slot for Franklin Pierce. Here's Penn State. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Ellery Mackay had a goal yesterday. Settles things down, throws it down low. Stick this side by the keeper, Fauché. Grace Shuck behind her own goal, has it, tries to clear the end. Stretch pass out over the Franklin Pierce line. They bring it over the red line. Then Janicki pokes it aside. Janicki brings it across the 5'8 freshman, using all of her frame. Cross ice pass. They're looking for a cutter to the net. Janicki has it. Right circle, fires a left-handed strong shot. Whistled a bit high and wide. Gangarosa plays it in deep. Handoff Gangarosa along the boards. Chipping at it, Courtney Correa tries to get something going. Can't. But Penn State forces the turnover. Zanin, already 2 today. Can she get a hat trick in period number 1? We'll have to wait and see. Gangarosa over to Yoline. Yoline passes down low to Correa. Correa, goal line extended. Back to Yoline, Gangarosa. Gangarosa, Yoline. Center point, fires a shot, bit high. Zanin swipes behind the net, picks it up. Button hooks over at the dasher. Zanin down low, looks for Correa. Plays it off the end boards. Correa back to Zanin, goal line extended. Zanin walks in, deking, dangling, shooting. Couldn't get the hat trick there. Came close. Back to the point, Yoline. Penn State dominating possession right now. Looking for Zanin under her stick. Correa able to get to it at the end boards. Leaves it off for Zanin. Zanin circles the cage, loose out in front while lean a drive over the net. Behind the goal, a couple players battle for it. Penn State stays in the zone. Gangarosa drive, finally covered up. And that's a well-timed stop from Fauché
to capitalize on any momentum they had after nailing their first goal of this series.
Penn State controls. Butsy, nifty move around the corner, gets the puck back on her stick. Butsy leaves it off behind her. Losing a blade is Machado, still able to get it up to the point. Left off Heminger. Heminger fires a shot on, loose out in front, rebound opportunity. Butsy couldn't get to it quickly enough to pound it away. Puck stays in the Penn State attacking end. Vazlet jams at it. Now it's over to Michaela Kelly on the Franklin Pierce end. Puck comes free. Machado trying to get to it. She can't, though. Stays in the Penn State attacking side. Vazlet, cross-ice pass, deflected. Heminger picks it up, hems it in deep. Penn State turns it over, trying to clear the zone, and Franklin Pierce is able to do just that. Outlets near side, Claire Casey. Casey skips around a defender into the corner. Butsy wins the race to the puck into the corner where it's funneled over to Machado, who didn't know Grace Schuck was behind her. Schuck got there first, but Penn State resets. Looking at 200 feet of ice is Butsy. Stretch pass out the center, underneath the stick of Machado. She couldn't tip it. Icing call, 5-13. Penn State leads by 2. Offensive zone draw for Franklin Pierce.
This one, great job by her, really making the Nittany Lions work for it.
Penn State wins the draw. They've won just south of 50% this year. Back to the near end. Roberts dumps it in. She'll retreat back to the bench. Collected by Franklin Pierce, thrown behind the goal. Penn State showing immediate pressure, though, as Bonifacio tries to get it out. She does, but a crowd of white jerseys will collect it in the neutral zone. D to D, Penn State goes. Outlet center. Stecker leaves it off for Christian at the red line, but Penn State can't collect the pinballing puck. In the Penn State end, the Nittany Lions collect, reset. They'll come back right to left. Up to Stecker. Stecker, right wing, dances on in. Has reinforcements to her left if she wants it. She button hooks at the dasher. And then she'll leave it off for Lindy Lobdell. Lobdell pinned along the boards, puck to the near corner. Getting there is Cabin for Franklin Pierce. Penn State maintains possession. Maeve Connolly left off. Connolly has it behind the goal. Loose out in front. Christian a drive. She can't finish. Off that left pipe. Christian carries to the corner. Looking for a centering pass. Gangarosa a bit short of her. She has to retreat back to neutral and collect. Goff has it. Penn State at the red line. Excavates it into the zone of Franklin Pierce. Gangarosa tried a nifty move. Puck does stay in. Nice play, Correa. But now here comes Lindsey Dummin. Dummin just forces it on in. Disa out from her net. She'll collect. Up to Ellery Mackay. She had a goal yesterday, her first in an Nittany Lion uniform. Pin in the corner, Tessa Janicki collects. 3.5 to go, period number 1. Penn State already a 3 spot in this first frame. Janicki leaves it off center, finds a way to Goff. Goff looking Mackay, can't connect with her stick. Franklin Pierce has it back. Coming back is Avery Farrell. Farrell, the lone goal scorer so far today for the Ravens. Goff button hooks at the dasher, leaves it off top of the slot. A drive on net. Yoline couldn't finish it. Goff back to Butsy. Butsy surveys options from there. Plays it down low, goal line extended. Janicki surveys. Penn State gets reinforcements on the ice. Janicki drops it off down to the corner. Mackay finds it, works her way to the other corner. Back to the point, fire to drive, that's deflected off in front. Penn State keeps it in, played in deep, couple of players off and on for the Nittany Lions. Top line back on for Penn State. Butsy tries to dance around a defender and Lindsey Dummin. Dummin takes it away, and Franklin Pierce unable to chip it out of the zone. Zanin trying to take it away, she does. Zanin space to work with. Dangles around a defender, has her pocket picked though by Lindsay Dummon. Back to the point. Butsy walks in, fires a drive, loose in front, still loose in front. In the slot, nobody can get a stick on it, and Franklin Pierce exhales and clears the zone. Penn State 17-6, the edge in shots so far. 3-1, the edge on the scoreboard. I'm Jake Starr, joined by Dylan Price. Thanks for joining us on this Monday afternoon. Zanin, 2 goals already. Speed into the zone. Button hooks into the corner. Dummon pins her along the boards. Penn State excavates it from there, gets it back to the point, poked in deep, over to the corner. Now at the dasher, it's Zanin, trying to do it all by herself. Off towards her right, walking on in, Garcia, left off for Waleen. Waleen corner, spins on in, loose out in the slot. Franklin Pierce able to get a stick on it, and the Ravens will clear the zone and get a much-needed change.
Well, what a job by Franklin Pierce. You can't say enough about, obviously, Nittany Lions out-shooting, out-dominating, really, in all facets of the game thus far over Franklin Pierce. But Franklin Pierce's defense, Dummon especially, doing a fantastic job keeping Zanin and Nittany Lions at bay after those first two, or after the first 3 goals.
Correa took it away, gains the zone. Left off for Garcia. She centers it into the bottom of the corner. Garcia surveys corner, button hook spins, trying to get something and just escape a defender. Garcia leaves it off behind her, Vazlet. Vazlet dances on in slot, has space, right side of the goal. A shot on net from Christian, but it's covered up by Fauché. That's the 19th shot of this first period from Penn State.
Great job by her to nab that one and continue to keep the Nittany Lions at bay despite their offensive presence, at least domination thus far, Jake.
Penn State pokes it forward. Fauché has been very sure-handed in net throughout her career at Franklin Pierce. Already has given up a 3 spot, though, in period number 1. Penn State has it at its own line. They send back to the defensive end. Mallory Uline up to Gangarosa. Gangarosa cross ice in front of the benches. Vazlet couldn't keep it on her stick. Less than a minute to play, period number 1. Uline wears the captain's C on her chest, the senior, retreats back into her own end. Half a minute to go. Penn State trying to get more on the board. Franklin Pierce chips it forward. Mackay can't keep it on her stick. Retreating Renee Gangarosa over to Uline D to D. Janicki, lots of space. 2-on-1 for Penn State. Janicki dances on in. Loose out in front. Mackay a drive. That one pinballs wide of the cage. 13 seconds to go. Tipped out in front. Goff finds behind the goal. Back to the point. Heminger fires a drive. Loose in front again. Now behind the cage. Goff chips. 3 seconds to go. Penn State, can they get a shot on net? And they will not. But plenty of opportunities for the Nittany Lions in period number 1. 20-6. The margin in shots between the two teams, and 3-1 on the scoreboard, Dylan. The 1 goal she gave up can't really put on her. It was just a defensive lapse by Penn State, who wins the draw, throws it in deep. Julie Goff heads down, hand up for icing, but impressive first frame from Katie Disa.
Yeah, great start from the freshman. You know,
Penn State wins the draw. They go left to right across your stream for period number 2. On a fresh sheet of ice, Penn State in the home whites, Franklin Pierce in the road maroons. Jabbing at it in the corner, puck comes free. Back to the near end at the dasher. Goff leaves it off behind her, Heminger. Heminger hems it in deep. Back up to Goff. Goff feeds, looking to get it up to Janicki. She does. Janicki races to the puck. Gets it at the Franklin Pierce line. Leaves it off Goff at the dasher. Down low, Goff loses it, gets it back. Janicki, bananas behind the cage. Brings it back over to the far side. Has it poked aside. Nice play there by Stephanie Cabin. Near end, pinching Garcia. Fires it from the point. Penn State, though, in the midst of a change, trying to get the top line out there. They do. There's Kiara Zanin. She's got 2 goals already today. 3rd time in her career that she's had 2 goals in the back of the net. Last time came at Cornell, February the 8th of last season. Still looking for her first career hat trick. Zanin behind the cage into the corner. Left behind, Olivia Waleen. Waleen spins, loose out in front. Correa jabs it, so is Zanin. Neither of them can find the back of the net. Penn State does have a hat trick on the year already. Courtney Correa picked up one at St. Lawrence a couple weekends back. Teams battle for it down in the corner. 4 bodies in it, trying to jar it free. It finally does come free to Franklin Pierce. Outlet it to McLaughlin at center ice. Bedier feeds it up, Machado. Machado, the forward of the week in the CHA, named earlier today, gets the puck in the near corner. Button hooks at the dasher. Pirouettes from there. Uline throws it in deep. Circles the cage. No one home for Penn State. Jenna Ruiz, most recently the NEWHA Defensive Player of the Week. Haven't caught her name much today. She got to the puck. Ruiz also had one of the only opportunities yesterday for Franklin Pierce. Came on a penalty shot early in the game, but Josie Balfin was able to stop that. Balfin not in net today as Katie Disa makes her first career start for the Nittany Lions. Vazla traverses on in, throws it up over the crossbar. Hits off the end boards, trickles back towards the dasher. Thrown in deep, getting to it. Bethany Ross for Franklin Pierce. She'll outlet near side, and it's turned on over. Correa has it. Top line back out for Penn State. Correa left off Zanin, left circle. Loose out in front. Correa tries to poke at it. Can't find the back of the net. Zanin. Correa into the corner. Top line back out for Penn State. Period of the long chain. Along the near dasher, Wallene circles. Loose out in front. Tries to jam it in. Correa couldn't get a stick on it. Franklin Pierce has it 2-on-2 if they hurry. Left off, coming into the Penn State zone. Pocket picked, it was Claire Casey. Penn State comes back, they had numbers if they could connect on the pass. Bonifacio retreats in her own end. Outlets up to the boards, trying to keep it in as Heminger. She can't, they jab at it along the boards. Bonifacio, the Traverse City, Michigan, the LIU transfer. She collects the puck, almost a bad turnover out in front of the zone. Zanin retreats, and then she will head back towards the Penn State bench. Funneled in deep. Mackay gets to loose out in front. Goff scores! Julie Goff, second of the season. Found herself down low in the slot on an excellent feed from Ellery Mackay.
And there it is, Jake. That is how any Franklin Pierce momentum just stopped right away.
Quickly, Janicki on net, right, saved by Fauché. Tessa Janicki almost made that 2 goals in about 10 seconds. Another drive, loose in front, covered up off the shot from Lobdell. Oh man, Janicki almost caught the Franklin Pierce defense sleeping.
Wasting no time, took our attention away. You see this one, yet again, just came out of nowhere. Great job, but actually the replay of the Goff goal, just a perfect setup, perfect finish for the Nittany Lions. Once again, the momentum firmly behind them.
Penn State has really taken advantage of that 5-hole on Fauché these last couple of days. Garcia point, feeds it down low. Banks off the end boards. Mackay, who just had the assist, gets to it. Butsy also had an assist as well on the goal. Ravens have it back right to left. Deflects off the skate of Reese Diener. Penn State recollects around center ice. Back onto the end. And it's cycled back. Penn State retreats. Julie Goff had a stretch last year where she scored goals in 7 consecutive games, which only tied a program record. Would think that would probably break the record, but has happened before at Penn State, and included in that 7-game goal streak was also a hat trick that she picked up against RIT in mid-February last year. So it's always nice to see Goff back on the scorer sheet.
Yeah, been a bit of a quiet start to the year thus far, but it's kind of been that sense for the Nittany Lions as a whole. But great to see, as you mentioned, her back on the sheet, having a great start.
Gangarosa, shot on net, Christian. That's patted aside. Excellent save, Fauché. Leah Stecker behind the goal. Nifty move, back to the dasher, sent to the point. D to D, Uline. Uline walks, center point, Gangarosa. Stops on a dime, cycles back along the line. Uline again, blocked out in front. Excellent play on the Franklin Pierce end. Getting a skate on it was Ava Kisan. Uline retreats into her own end. Penn State outlets it along the board. Stecker tries to get to it. Franklin Pierce pokes it back. They were offsides, had to touch up. That allows Penn State to retreat back behind the goal and funnel it forward. Penn State, another bad turnover. Here's Kisan, far circle, dances on in, goes high over the shoulder, but a bit too high. Hits off the glass and cycles back to the near boards. Down low to the corner behind the cage. Gangarosa collects, pokes it over, far corner, over to Maddie Christian. Christian, along the dasher. Penn State really in trouble now, deep in its own zone. Excellent pressure by Franklin Pierce. They force a turnover. Left off behind, Mackenzie Rich. Up to Jenna Ruiz, also jabbing at it. Joining in on the party is Emily Prive. Forced on forward by Bonifacio, makes its way to the far side of the ice where Prive collects. Loose out in front again, an excellent stop by Disa into the corner behind the cage. Mallory Uline. Button hooks are at the CHA logo. And Penn State will funnel it off the boards. Up to Stecker. Stecker, speed in space. Left wing, takes it on in. Dangles down low. Has it poked aside by Bonifacio. They'll battle for the puck in the corner. Stecker goes down. Penn State still has it. Caitlin Roberts up to Butsy. Rainbows a puck in deep. Penn State, though, goes for a defensive change. Roberts behind the cage, joined by Stecker. They poke at it. Over to the far corner, Machado back to the point, walking the line. Now it's Heminger, walks on in, deflected in front, misses just wide of the cage. Machado, far boards, taken down low. Vazlet at the circle, dangles around a defender, remains loose in front of the goal. Machado tries to poke at it. Now it comes loose, goal line extended. Vazlet cycles down low. Had a couple players jabbing at her, back to Machado. Penn State able to reset. Taken down low, loose in front, just behind Vazlet was the pass. Franklin Pierce tries to clear, that they do. Heminger being pestered by behind from Casey. They battle along the boards. Heminger brings it forward, funnels towards center, misses everybody, turned on over, and Kelly has it, she'll retreat. Penn State goes for a 5-player change. Poked aside, Zanin. She's already got 2 today. 2-on-1 for Penn State. Zanin dekes on in over the far side. Shooting just over the net was Courtney Correa. Almost an excellent setup from Zanin to Correa. And now Penn State has to retreat. Lobdell in her own end. Penn State with space. Come back left to right. Correa brings it across. Chipped on forward. Zanin trying to win the race to the back line. Getting there first is Ross. Now Penn State still has it. Zanin behind the cage, looking for her first career hat trick. Had 2 in the first period. Back to the point, Lobdell. Moves it over to Garcia. Into the slot, off the skate, Correa. Taken down low to the corner, they battle. Garcia, defender pinching in deep. Circles back to the other corner. Wallin resets to the blue line. Thrown in behind the goal. No one home for Penn State. Into the corner, getting there first is Cassidy Jones. Couple players battle at it. Kelly, Wallin in there as well. And finally, Franklin clears the zone. Penn State certainly knocking on the door. Top line stays out. Wallin quarterbacks the rush. Right wing, fires it on net. It was deflected, hits off the glass, goes behind the cage. Correa gets to it first. Gets it to Garcia. Garcia, handoff Wallin. Wallin stands, comes loose, top of the slot, out of the zone. Penn State retreats. Mackay in her own end struggles to get a slithering puck on her stick. Penn State has it back. Next line out. Lexi Bidier gains the Franklin Pierce end. Lays it off behind Mallory Uline. Takes it down low to the corner. Button hooks there. Breaks the ankles of a defender. Back to the point, Tessa Janicki. She's got 1 today. Uline space. Fires on net right of the cage. Another drive from an odd angle from Janicki. And somehow Suzette Fauché is able to sprawl and cover it up. Janicki won the draw, but here comes Franklin Pierce. Far side, dancing on in, centering out in front, shot on net, excellent save, Disa. The shot came from Keeson. Disa has been challenged a couple of times today, and she stood tall each time. Puck into the slot, Penn State collects, Uline, she's been on the ice for a while. Janicki, 3-on-2 Penn State. Right wing, it's Lexi Bidier. Button hooks at the dasher. Throws it down low, Janicki. Loose out in front. Mackay, a drive, and once again, an excellent save.
Here, seeing these 2 goalies, the junior and the freshman, putting on clinics on both ends right there, Jake.
Penn State outshooting Franklin Pierce 28-8. It's hard to pin a lot of the goals on Fauché, especially when you consider how good she's been. That won't be icing. They win the race to the back line, Franklin Pierce does. Puck pinned in the corner, couple of players battling for it. They move it back to Ruiz at the point. Still jarring at it, Heminger has it in hem deep. Pinballing puck, they excavate out of the zone up to Roberts. Roberts left wing, dancing on in, reinforcements joining at the far circle, Machado. Machado button hooks up to the top of the slide. Heminger a drive, off the post, how did that not go in? Still loose outside of the welcome mat, and Fauché dives on it again. Garazan on the ice for the draw, she has 2 goals today. Penn State wins it. Cycled in deep behind the cage. Loose out in front. Zanin couldn't get a clean shot on it. outletted up the center ice. Penn State does recontrol. Up to Zanin, behind her, Heminger. Stretch pass, far side. Butsy circles, moves over to the near side. Zanin, lots of space, lots of speed. At the circle, button hooks at the goal line. Thrown in deep, loose end in the slot, no one able to pound it away. Back to the point, Penn State has it. Butsy throws it in, bananas the cage, into the corner. Zanin gets there first, settles things down, loose behind her, Correa. Now it's Wallin, goal line extended. Back to Correa. Correa, handoff with Garcia, taking it in, loose, and it is wide and over the cage. Zanin behind the goal, joined by Correa. They funnel it over to the far side. Lobdell pinches, chips it forward, and it's behind the cage. Penn State showing pressure defensively, though. Along the dasher, Garcia, little back check, and here comes Kelly for Franklin Pierce. Deeks out a defender, outlets it to Casey. Casey gains his own, chips it forward, but that's all Franklin Pierce will do. Fresh 5 on the ice for them. See if Penn State can catch her in the midst of a change. Janicki out there, the freshman, loose off her stick. Also a stick flies from Reese Diener. Penn State back, up to Diener. Franklin Pierce offside, they had to touch up. Now they get it back, far side at the wing. Excellent defensive play, Janicki sprawling to break that one up. Fed to the corner. Lobdell behind her own cage. Lobdell, another one of those experienced leaders on this Penn State side. Tip, doesn't matter. Up the Goff, gains the Franklin Pierce end. Right wing, fires a shot off the glass. Circles to the corner. Julie Goff gets there first. Now it's Janicki, touch pass behind her, Gangarosa. Gangarosa behind the goal. Now it's Mackay. Mackay, who had a goal yesterday, into the corner, the puck comes. 3 Ravens are there. No one can get to it, though Uline collects. Behind the goal, Goff surveys from there. Pinballing puck, no one can connect with it. Goff remains, checked against the boards by Mackenzie Rich. Rich moves it up, Bethany Ross, and they clear the zone. Into a sea of white jerseys, though, and that's all they'll get. Up to Janicki, touch pass, Connolly space, left off, Janicki left circle, a drive right into the glove of the goalie Fauché.
Well, what a pass from the Nittany Lions there in a very impressive way, despite being down by 3 for the Ravens.
Ravens control, 2-on-2 opportunity. Caravanning into the Penn State zone. Locked in the corner, button hooking. Back out to the point, a little bit too far from the point, and they'll have to recycle back in the near end. Youssef has it, turns it over. That's a bad turnover. Penn State almost got it on the stick of Maddie Christian, and that they still do no matter what. Christian carries it behind the goal. Looking for reinforcements, pinned to the corner by Delaney Bonifacio, where they battle as the puck just sits loosely in the corner. Stecker, Christian there. A couple of Ravens also jamming at the puck, trying to jar it free. Still sits, whistle stay quiet. Penn State goes for a quick change, and now it comes free. Christian trying to feed it out in the slot, nobody able to pound it away. Bonifacio outlets, clears all the way down, and icing is called. Penn State offensive zone draw upcoming.
.215, that being the Ravens.
There's a shot from Roberts right into the glove of the goalkeeper.
Always pin that on the goal.
Baslett couldn't win the draw. She's won 45% of them on the season for Penn State. Into the corner, Mackenzie Rich. She'll circle it behind her cage. She'll stare at 200 feet of ice and a 3-goal deficit for her Franklin Pierce team. David Stockdale's group outscored 10-1 in this series so far, looking for something, some momentum before period number 3. Baslett button hooks into the corner, leaves it off, turned over. Mackenzie Rich outlets out the center, but Penn State collects it first. Over to the point, in, here comes Roberts. Roberts left wing, space to work with, out in front, there's a shot, Machado just missed wide of the cage. Franklin Pierce back into the Penn State end, dancing on in McLaughlin, has it stick to side. Disa, not much action on her. She's just faced 8 shots, 7 saves. Here comes Penn State. It's Courtney Correa, dances on in, leaves it off for Zanin, odd angle. Penn State now has space, getting caught in the midst of a change is Franklin Pierce. Garcia, down low, Zanin. Into the near corner, a couple of players doused it. Wallin tries to get to it. But Jenna Ruiz, recent defensive player of the week, gets there first, turned over. It's Garcia, high slot, down low, looking for a deflection. Wallin couldn't get a stick on it. Banked, back to the near point. Garcia, down low, Zanin, dasher. She'll circle from there, survey, and look for some space. Garcia dekes on in, dangles, tries to fire in front, and it was stick to side. Wallin couldn't pound it home. Counterattack. Here comes Franklin Pierce, dancing on in. Cassidy Jones has it pulled aside as Garcia got a stick on it. Out the center, deflected off of Wallin, so icing won't be caught. Penn State trying to win on the forecheck. The Nittany Lions do also go for a change. In neutral, Penn State gets the turnover. Courtney Correa still on the ice, takes it left circle. Janicki fires a shot, didn't get all of her stick on it, and it's smothered by the keeper Fauché. Offense's own draw for Penn State. Janicki won the draw, tried to do it all by herself, but she's tripped up. Only one penalty in this game so far. It's been on Franklin Pierce. Kylie Husef got it way back in the first period after a game yesterday that saw 8 combined trips to the sin bin. Much cleaner game so far today. Here's Janicki, quarterbacks the rush, slows down, right wing. Tried to fire a shot, swing and a miss on that one. Loose back in the slot. Janicki tried to dangle her way in front of the cage, couldn't do that. And Franklin Pierce clears the zone. Behind the defense, it was Jones, but she was offside. Down to the Penn State offensive side. Draw is won by Franklin Pierce. Dandel on the near boards, trying to jar it free. Ravens do just that, circle the cage. They'll look at 200 feet of ice. Penn State, though, defensively showing pestering options. Outlet it up for Hansen, turned over. Penn State collects, D-to-D in its own end. Heminger across the red line, quarterbacks the attack. She chips it deep, wins the race to the corner, circles the cage from there. Slows things down, gets it back to the point. She has it over to Butsy. Butsy fires a shot, bounces a couple of times past the cage and towards the dasher. They'll jar it loose out in front. Stecker was trying to get there, but Ross collects first for Franklin Pierce. Left off behind her to Rich. Rich goes right to left for the Ravens. Ravens little 3-on-2 if they hurry, but it's turned over. Heminger. Heminger tries to feed up Lexi Badir. Badir at the circle. Loose out in front. They had a drive. Aslett had a look behind the defense, but couldn't connect on it. Melissa Machado over at the far dasher. Takes it down low. Goal line extended. Show carousel around the cage. Back up towards the point. Carly Garcia. Garcia leaves it off behind her. Puck out of the zone. Penn State would just dump it. And they'll retreat, touch up, and get back into the offensive end. Franklin Pierce drew it down. Lobdell collects. Up at the yellow line, it is Roberts. She gains the end. Right wing, dances on in, fires an odd-angle shot off the glove and then off the glass from Fauché. Back to the point, Lobdell. Moves it over to Carly Garcia. The California native deflects it off the end boards. Basil behind the goal. Space to work with. Throws it in front of the crease. Nobody there for Penn State. Lobdell banks it. Behind the cage, Machado. Machado gets to it. Holds. Goal line extended into the corner. Hands it off with Roberts. Gets it back to Lobdell. Lobdell walks the blue line. Fires it down low. Through a crowd of bodies. Couldn't find the back of the net. Garcia retreats. Leaves it off for Zanin. Zanin dances down low. Carries it on in. Jams it on net. And Fauché denies the junior of a hat trick.
Seven saves on the day. Not a lot of shots on goal either, and that's a bit of a sigh of relief for the freshman starting her first game.
Top line on for Penn State. Courtney Correa, the BU transfer. She button hooks in the corner, gets it back to Uline. D-to-D, Gangarosa far side. Down low, loose in the slot, nobody home. While lean on her stick, fires a drive left of the cage. Correa circles the goal. Zanin standing just beside her. Fed over near corner to Olivia Wallin. They jam it into the corner. Correa takes it away, clears things back up to the point. Uline walks in, down top of the circle. Fire down low. Correa collects once again. Leaves it off for Zanin. Zanin in the corner, a little bit of space to orchestrate the offense. Uline back to Gangarosa. She just tips it forward while Lean wins the race to the line. Back to Gangarosa. Gangarosa pinching in deep. Left off behind her to Correa. Correa now to Zanin. Zanin behind the goal. Button hooks, nifty move, loose in front. Another drive. Correa keep pouncing at it. But another excellent save from Suzette Fauché. Courtney Correa almost found the back of the net.
In the locker room in just about a minute.
Penn State D-to-D. Top of the slot, Mackay. Button hooks, circles back to the point. Now it's Heminger, throws it in. High shot deflected off of something, went behind the cage. Fauché may have gotten a glove on it. Pure letting behind the cage, going down is Ruiz. They battle in front of the corner. Janicki on the ice. Poked, jarred, free. Finally by Franklin Pierce. little rush if they can hurry, but Penn State showing excellent defense on their end. They do get it over the line. So at least Franklin Pierce can exhale for a moment. Prive dances in, left wing, had space in the slot, couldn't do much with it. Here's Janicki. Look at that speed from the freshman. Into the left wing, behind the whole defense, dances in. She couldn't find the back of the net. Sends across ice. Butsy throws it in deep. Hands up though, and it will be a penalty. Second one today on either team, and Franklin Pierce heads back to the sin bin. Take another look there, trip from behind was Janicki. McLaughlin heads to the box, so Penn State on the man advantage for the next 2 minutes, 21.3 in this period, and if Penn State can't score, then about 1 minute and 39 seconds into the third.
Flashy freshman there, great job from her, but now big opportunity in the last few seconds for the Lions.
Penn State possesses, 15 seconds to go, down low, and it's clear. That might be all Penn State can get in this period unless they hurry. Disa settles things down, Lobdell collects, 6 seconds to go, and she might be content with holding it back there or not. 3 seconds to go. Does Penn State have enough speed to do it across the line? And that is the end of period number 2. Penn State by 3, third and final period, barring a overtime underway. Penn State goes right to left. Top line arm for the Nittany Lions. Zanin works it over to the defenseman Butsy. Butsy quarterbacks the rush on in. Back to the point, leaves it off for Heminger. Heminger surveys from there. Penn State remains on the power play. 1:20 left on the man advantage. Back to the top of the slot. It's fired on. Heminger, top of the circle, fires a drive. It was knocked down by Fauché, and then it was stick towards her right into the corner. Funneled around, back towards the point. Butsy gets there first, chips it on forward, looking for Correa. Correa gets to it. It was slapped by a Raven, but fails to clear the zone. Zanin over at the far dasher, surveys options from there. Walks in, gets it over. Correa tries to jam it home. She can't finish it. Heminger works it back to Zanin. Zanin over at the circle, loose out in front, looking for Correa, back door. Continuing to pound it was Wallin. Couldn't find the back of the net.
Some of these passes go errant, and some of those opportunities fall flat. It's a little disheartening at points for the Nittany Lions.
Looks like Stephanie Cabin got a stick on it before Zanin was able to connect with Correa, thus keeping Penn State out of the net. Second power play grouping on, led by Tessa Janicki. Julie Goff tried to glove it. Watched it trickle off the glass. 25 seconds left in the 5-on-4 for Penn State as Gangarosa will circle behind the cage. Leaves it off for Uline, stretch pass up far side, Gangarosa. Gangarosa tries to carry around Jones. Jones, though, makes a nice play, dumps it in deep. 10 seconds left in the power play. Maybe Penn State can get one more look if they hurry. Janicki. We've seen the nifty moves from her often tonight. Fed on up to the Franklin Pierce line, where the Ravens strip it back, played in deep, and the advantage is over. McLaughlin out from the box. Penn State 1 for 2 now today on the power play. Franklin Pierce yet to have a man advantage after going 0 for 6 yesterday. Vaslin out in front, dangling around the goalkeeper, but Fauché once again an excellent save on last life right there. Back to the point, Lindy Lobdell. Fed on down low, Machado. Hemmed in deep, button hooks at the corner. Machado fires it into the slot, nobody there. Back to the corner where Caitlin Roberts collects. Feeds a pass, top of the slot. Garcia lost control of it for a moment. Cycles back at the point. Move back over, D to D Lobdell. Back to Garcia, walks the line. Fires a drive, that's knocked down. Spins in the slot. Vaslin tried to fire a drive. That one goes wide of the cage. They continue to jam it over in the far corner. Reinforcements in. Penn State uses this as an opportunity to go for a change. Top line back out. Wallin, Zanin. Zanin dances around, tries to pound it home, and it's deflected back out into the corner. Point, D to D. Fed on in. Wallin tips, deflected by Fauché again. She's been stellar. The 4 goals are there, but Fauché has certainly been stellar. 42 stops so far this afternoon. That one's cleared all the way down, and Franklin Pierce goes for a change, and icing is called.
When you see a performance like this, it's pleasing to the eye objectively.
Penn State wins the draw. Butsy a drive, and it's saved once again by Fauché. That's 44. And Dylan, for what it's worth, Fauché had 56 saves last weekend on the road at St. Thomas.
It's all day.
That's lots of storylines still remain, even though it's a 3-point game. Zanin in search of a hat trick. Disa in search of her first career win. Correa fires a drive, hand up. Looks like a tripping will be called. We'll see who it's against. It's going to go against Penn State. That'll be the first time a Nittany Lion heads to the sin bin today.
Now a big opportunity for the Ravens to potentially make some noise here in University Park.
Ravens win the draw. They were 0 for 6 in the power play yesterday, 0 for 10 through 4 games so far this season for the 1-3 Ravens. Penn State 4-4-1, looking to get back to 500. Kelly, cross-ice pass. Underneath that with an opportunity was Prive, and it goes into the safety netting behind the goal. 17 seconds gone on the power play.
Past kind of performances from the Ravens, it's been more defensive than it's been offensive. Obviously, we mentioned now just on 4 goals for the season. The Ravens just haven't been able to get their offense going thus far. But defensively, as we mentioned, Fauché and that team as a whole has been stellar. You got to wonder if maybe this is a power play you can build a lot of momentum on coming out of this weekend.
Lobdell has it at the point. Penn State, at this point, just fine, killing precious seconds. Looks like Penn State's the team on the power play. Still a minute 20 left on their penalty kill. Jammed into the corner. Vazlet along with 4 red shirts poking at it in that corner as more seconds tick away. An excellent penalty kill for Penn State so far. Also goes to show the struggles of the Franklin Pierce power play thus far. Something David Stockdale said before the series, not something he wanted to put a lot of stock in, no pun intended there, because of the limited sample size they had. Outlet at the center, gaining the Penn State line is Keeson. Keeson throw it into the corner. 4 players in. That was a back check from Farrell. That jars the puck loose. Behind the goal, Farrell and Carly Garcia, they battle for it. Turned on over, losing it. Blade was Zanin. She hops back up. Puck moves behind the goal. Battle for the puck in the corner. Half a minute left in the power play. Backhand shot. Nice save. Disa back to the circle. Grace Shuck. Left up to the top of the point. Walking the line and moving it over towards her left. Now back down low. Shuck space a drive. Looks like Disa might have gotten a blocker on it and deflected it wide. 14 seconds on the power play. Another shot wide of the cage. Farrell tracks it down into the corner. She gets into a jam with Carly Garcia. Lindy Lobdell jamming at it as well. 3 seconds on the power play, and that will now be 0 for 11 on the season, 0 for 7 on the series on the power play for Franklin Pierce. They're not done yet. Throwing on net. Disa stands tall again, and the freshman who's being challenged for the most she's been challenged all night continues to make key and critical saves. That one turned over. Here comes Zanin. Franklin Pierce in the midst of a change. Outletted. They had Correa behind the defense. She couldn't connect on it, and Fauché is forced to cover it up. Penn State almost had a chance behind the defense, Dylan.
Yeah.
48-12, the shot differential between the teams. Penn State also dominating in the face-off circle, 27-11. Wallene has up to Correa. Correa right wing. Left-handed shot. That one sits loose in the air. Wallene tried to pound it home. She couldn't finish on that. Bit of a jumbled line as well. Top 2 on for Penn State. Connolly on, though, with Wallene and Correa. Zanin not on the ice right now. That one's turned over right at the line. Into the zone was Casey, and play is blown dead.
Still unable to convert on anything this season in the power play, but maybe the Nittany Lions are ripe for a beating. Maybe there's an opportunity for the Ravens, Jake.
Penn State gallivances deep into its own zone. Behind the cage, trying to poke at it is Badier. Badier turns, button hooks back at the dasher. She'll slow things down. Butsy, the defender, pinches in deep. Into the corner is a battle for the ball, or the puck. Janicki, freshman phenom on the ice. Into the corner, Badier takes it away. Badier cycles around the cage in the carousel. Back up to the point. Heminger, top of the circle, fires a drive a bit high over the net. Into the corner again. Badier takes it away. Penn State's offense once again showing pressure. 49 shots on goal, just a 12 for Franklin Pierce. Final 13 of this game. Badier behind the cage, slows things down, leaves it off. Badier loses a blade, falls down, pokes it to the corner. Franklin Pierce takes over. They'll look to clear the zone. They do. Heminger, touch pass. Mackay, near wing, dances on in, had 5 jerseys around her, so she'll just throw it in deep. Penn State goes for a change. Vazlet behind the goal, into the corner. Machado tries to get to it. Ravens have it, turned on over, poke forward Roberts. Roberts top of the circle. Loose puck, pinballs around, back to Roberts' circle. A drive, it deflects off of the keeper Fauché into the safety netting.
Too high, and Fauché able to block it.
Trying to go for a touch pass, Penn State turns it over. 2-on-2 of Franklin Pierce. Harry's into the zone, chipped on in deep by Diener. Out from her net, Disa makes the wise decision, covers it up, And the freshman continues to have a strong day, and she's just 12 minutes and 17 seconds away from her first career victory.
She was able to that day. Today, though, Disa righting her demons and putting forth a fantastic first career start thus far with just under 13 minutes to go in this one.
Penn State the puck back. 50 shots even for Penn State. Last time they had 50, it was 55 against LIU last February, a game in which the Nittany Lions won 10-0. Here's Zanin. She's still looking for her first career hat trick. Had 2 goals in the first period as that top line back to normals, back out there. Zanin, Korea, and Waleen. Jammed on in. Penn State stays on side. Doesn't matter. Puck back into neutral ice. Over to the far side. Kisan dances on in. Lobdell, though, plays excellent defense. Button hooks in her own end. Outlets to Korea. Penn State numbers it, they hurry. Waleen, far wing. In circle. Left it off for Zanin. Kiera Zanin, the Team USA standout. Has it. Back to her. Goes under her stick. Back to Garcia. Played on down low. Penn State looking to get set up. Loose in front. Korea dry. That one misses just left of the cage. Franklin Pierce has it back. Kisan dances on in. Fires a shot off the skate of Lobdell. Garcia gets it. Pokes it. Waleen has it. Leaves it off for Zanin. Another opportunity for the junior. She'll chip it in. Top line for Penn State heads off for a 5-player change. Franklin Pierce looking to catch Penn State in the middle of that change. Plays it in over the Penn State line. They jamming it. Christian battles along the near boards. Couple of players jamming it, and the number 16 on the red team came away with it. Avery Farrell against the 16 on Penn State Christian, but she was a bit too jumpy over the line, so that's going to be an offside.
For the Nittany Lions, time to see if you can pad that lead and walk out here with one of the most impressive offensive performances they've had in a while and all year.
Penn State controls. Pressure shown, though, by Kelly. Kelly trying to pester Heminger. Heminger just trying to get out. Franklin Pierce showing a bit of desperation now as we near the final half of this third period. Penn State, Heminger tripped it from behind. Whistle stays silent. Penn State collects. Leah Stecker has it on her stick. The freshman from Randolph, New Jersey, plays it in. Gets it up over to Christian. Christian, right wing, dances on in. Tries to circle around the cage. She'll caravan from there into the corner. Left off behind her, Stecker. Stecker circles, has it taken away. Bonifacio. Franklin Pierce comes back left to right. Unable to connect on a tape-to-tape pass. Penn State back in its own end. Swinging a miss, Uline. Into the corner. Jones shows some pressure. Gangarosa chips up to Christian. Christian touch pass up to Janicki. Now Janicki will go to work. Tries to dance around a couple of defenders. Hand goes up. That's going to be a trip. And Janicki draws a penalty. Penn State goes on another power play. Penn State has the power play unit on the ice. Up 4-1. Penn State is 1 for 2 on the power play so far today. Entered the game at 14% on the season. Back up top, Uline center point. Move it to Gangarosa. Uline, they play pitch and catch. Stecker, the freshman. Back to Uline from the top of the slot. Fires a pass down low. Janicki a drive. That one misses just wide of the cage. Fauché may have gotten a glove on it. Goff cycles back up top. Gangarosa. Uline has it at the line. Leaves it off for Janicki. Janicki, touch pass down low. Goff tic-tac-toe. And Mackay couldn't pound it home. An excellent set of touch passes by Penn State. But Ellery Mackay couldn't get her second goal of the weekend. Second power play group on the ice now for Penn State. Into the zone, here comes Janicki. Leaves it off, she'll head back to the bench. Penn State slowing things down, 65 seconds left on the power play. Top line on for Penn State. It's Zanin, touch pass to Heminger, and Heminger forces it out of the zone. Less than a minute to go on the man advantage for the Nittany Lions. Poked on forward, into the zone. Pinballing puck, Waleen collects, button hooks at the dasher. Holds it, settles it down there. Back up top to Butsy. Butsy moves it over to Zanin. Zanin space to work with. Forced down low, Korea. Korea behind the cage. Back up to Heminger. Heminger, Zanin. Zanin collects. Looking for her third goal today. Stands in the circle. She'll cycle back top of the slot just in front of the Big Ten logo. 27 seconds in the power play. Out in front, Zanin pounds it in. Still driving, and it's covered up by Fauché. Penn State controls 20 seconds on the 5-on-4. Up to Butsy, center point. Move it over to Korea. Korea down low, Zanin. Zanin, Waleen. Waleen winds and fires. That one Hit off a stick into the safety netting. 10 seconds on the power play, and another offensive zone draw for the Nittany Lions. Penn State controls. Final 5 seconds on the power play. Wines fires Heminger. That hit off the pad of Fauché. Trying to hem it out of the zone is Franklin Pierce. They can't. Caught out of midair, Wallin. Circles behind the cage. There's a drive, Correa under her stick. Here come the Ravens. If they hurry, they've got numbers. Heminger trying to get back. Over at the left wing, puck pinballs into the corner. Penn State bodies fall down again. This time, Franklin Pierce can't capitalize on it, but Penn State will be dinged for a penalty.
Opportunity for a team that struggled mightily in that aspect this season.
0 for 1 today, 0 for 7 on the series, 0 for 11 on the season. Is Franklin Pierce in the power play. Sometimes the last power play they had, it looked like Penn State was the one with the extra skater. See if Franklin Pierce even considers pulling the goalie here. Offside's called, Dylan, but do you think about sending Fauché to the bench, get an extra skater on? No, there's a lot of time left, but the way your offense is playing, maybe you could benefit from a 6-on-4?
I think it'd be an admirable play from Stockdale. I think you're in a situation here where only 1 goal on the series thus far, 4 goals on the season. You might not be winning this game, but at least walking out of this game with that added momentum, why not pull the goalie here, Jake?
We'll see what he does. Franklin Pierce obviously needs to possess the puck and get it into the zone before they think about that. Outlets to center. Penn State plays pestering defense. 80 seconds left in the power play. Second unit's out for both teams. Behind the goal, staring at 200 feet of ice, it's Cabin. Cabin traverses left to right across your stream. Up across the red line into the Penn State end. Penn State collects. They might try and push it here. They got numbers. They hurry. There's Mackay. Janicki to her right. He couldn't connect. The pass a bit behind Janicki. She does recycle, button hook, and work it back to the point. Penn State's got it back. 57 seconds on the power play. That one just fed in all the way deep. Penn State's power play 92% entering today. If they're able to get this kill, they'll be 3 for 37 on the season so far. An excellent mark for Jeff Campersall's squad and his special teams unit, who also has a power play goal today. Into the zone, Keeson. Leaves it off behind her, Avery Farrell. Has it taken away, there's Zanin. Zanin looking for the hat trick. She's behind the defense, Deaking dangling in, Zanin shoots. Fauché made the save. What a stop, Suzette Fauché.
That close, and Fauché, yet again, has had it on lockdown. Despite the 4 goals, she has put on a masterclass in the net tonight.
10 seconds left on the power play. Can Franklin Pierce find a way to capitalize, make this a 2-point game? Now 5 seconds to go. Puck flicked out of the zone, and they're going to call it dead. A hand pass on Penn State.
Waiting on Korea. That could be looming.
Zanin 50% of the circle this year. Penn State wins out of the zone. Power play over. Korea out of the box. 5-on-5 hockey. 5.5 to go. Penn State by 3. We'll still see if Stockdale considers pulling the goalie at all in these final 5.5 minutes. Puck played in deep. Once again, top line out for Penn State. Circling the goal, Butsy leaves it off behind her. Heminger looks at a fresh sheet of ice, sends it up to Korea. Korea under her stick, hand up for icing. We'll see if Korea can win the race. She can. Offensive zone draw for Franklin Pierce. Penn State has to keep some tired legs on the ice.
We talked about before, Jake, do you pull the goalie, do you not, when you have that power play advantage? But I think when you see how Penn State's been able to control, even in the disadvantage column, I think that's where you see kind of the reservations from Stockdale on pulling Fauché, because you don't want to let an easy goal up, because that really would be the cherry on top of a dominant performance.
Penn State controls, 3-on-2. Left off Zanin, top of the slot, fires a drive, misses wide of the cage. Lobdell, D to D, Penn State's end. They'll keep the top line on. Wallin off her skate, brings it on in. Center point, fires one into the safety netting. And that will be an offensive zone draw. Franklin Pierce wins the draw. They'll go back left to right, trying to get something, but Penn State gets it back. Garcia traverses the line, dances in deep. She'll wheel herself behind the cage, defender pinching. Franklin Pierce takes it away. Ravens looking for something with about 4.5 minutes left to go. Over to the near side, Mertens. Mertens looking for a centering pass, tipped on forward by Rich. That one just trickles left of the cage. A couple of bodies collide and go down, hands stay down, and whistle stay quiet. Here comes Penn State back right to left. Outletting it up the ice. Maeve Connolly, the Massachusetts native. Plays it on in. Into the far side of the ice. Connolly tries to just fork it forward. She does. But Franklin Pierce has to just slow things down and reset amidst a hectic moment right there. Gangarosa retreats. Penn State leads by 3, looking to put the finishing touches on the first sweep of the season. Penn State was swept once this year against Colgate. Penn State is yet to be on the victor's side of a sweep. Coming on in is Roberts, has Vaslin in front of the goal, circles it behind the cage. Gangarosa pinches in towards the corner over at the dasher. Thrown on deep, Bonifacio commands, she'll wheel, and she'll tuck and throw it towards the point. Goal line, butters one in. Into the corner, back up top. Walloping one forward is Uline. Chasing it down is Vaslin. Into the corner. Vaslin circles at the circle. Back up top, Uline. Top of the slot, that's poked back. Uline had a goal yesterday, her first of the season as well. Machado gains the end. Left off. Roberts, cross-ice pass, deflected, knocked down, loose in the slot. Players jamming it, and it's covered up by Fauché. They have now surpassed their total against LIU last year, and they had 55. Next number is 64 for Penn State. They did that against Sacred Heart back in 2012, a game they won 8-2, but not sure if Penn State can get 8 more shots, so we'll have to see. Hammond in the corner where Heminger has it. Heminger gets it back to Butsy. Butsy, top of the slot, down low, swing, and a bit of an awkward carom off of the stick of Janicki. Mackay banks it off the end boards. Heminger throws it down low. Janicki collects, 2.5 to go, period number 3. Back to Butsy. Butsy walks in, fires it. It deflected off the skate of Prive. Once again, back to the point. Butsy, D to D. Heminger walks in, a drive, loose in front, off the chest protector of the keeper, Fauché. And it makes its way out of the zone and into the bench of Franklin Pierce.
Well, once again, another drive, another Fauché block to leave Happy Valley and head back to campus.
Wallin carries it in. Potentially the last chance for Zanin on the ice tonight to try and get goal number 3. Correa chips it in. Wallin chases after it. It's delayed offside, so Penn State has to touch up. Wallin was unsure of that, and now she does just that. Turned on over, Zanin collects, has it. Nifty move, right wing, gains the zone, reinforcements coming. Zanin out in front, Correa tried to tip it in, couldn't. Correa's taken down, but the whistles from the refs stay silent. Just shows the type of player that Kiera Zanin is. Has a chance for a hat trick, but she still is looking for her teammate Correa out in front of the net. Over at the red line, they jar it. Down low towards the wall. Wallin tries to poke it. Now it's up to Courtney Correa. Correa comes up with it. Right at the red line. Leaves it off for Zanin. Now it's Garcia. Garcia dances on in. Zanin awaits in the slot. Garcia circles the circle. Tries to feed it down low. Pinballs towards the corner. It's collected by Badir. Now Zanin has it. Zanin turns, trying to center it out in front. And the hand goes up. Looks like we will get a penalty. So Penn State on the power play. Third 2-goal game of Zanin's career. Also 65 seconds away from Katie Disa's first career win as a Nittany Lion. Back up, top of the slot. Garcia drive. That's deflected into the safety netting. Offensive zone draw. Disa, 11 saves on 12 shots. Penn State controls the draw. Taken down low to the corner, setting things up. Back to the point, Carly Garcia controls. Moved over near side, Lindy Lobdell. Down low slot, and Bedier had a bit of an awkward shot. Cleared out of the zone all the way down. Penn State next up. They open CHA play on the road at Lindenwood. That's a Friday-Saturday affair away from Happy Valley. Vaslett carries in. Final half minute of this third period and of the series. Vaslett, she'll carousel around the cage. Move it back up to the point where Heminger holds. Settles it down as the puck gets on her stick. Holds over to the far circle. Loose down. Now it's Butsy. Fires a drive. Another save. We'll see what that number will come up to. That might be 56. There's another stop. That's for sure. Going to get Fauché to that number. We'll see what the official mark is. 3 seconds to go. And Penn State picks up its first sweep of the season. A 4-1 victory over the Franklin Pierce Ravens, and an impressive all-around effort as Katie Disa picks up her first career win as a Nittany Lion. And on the other end, yes, Fauché does top that number. 57 saves for her on 61 Penn State shots.
Yeah, you see both teams immediately going to their goalies because on both ends, what a performance. Katie Disa, the pressure was off her for a bulk of the day when the Nittany Lions jumped out to an early and explosive lead, but Disa, nothing to take away from her. Fantastic performance from her. Her first career win as a Nittany Lion in her first career start. Great job from her. And on the opposite side, Jake Fauché breaking the program record for Franklin Pierce, and they head back to New Hampshire.